Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at an article from the Associated Press. Now, this was published on December 27th. And the reason why I chose this article is because AP here is literally trying to imply with the title alone and the first segment of this article that Trump is doing the shutdown to basically stop the legal proceedings with the lawsuits against him. This is how fucking deranged the left is, the Democrats, that they would actually try to push this bullshit narrative. It's fucking sad. It truly, truly is. The latest. Shutdown affects court cases that involve Trump. Oh, okay. So what you're trying to say is that Trump did this to save his ass? The Trump deranged will read that title alone and go, I knew it. And that's what they're kind of hoping for. So, the latest on partial government shutdown, all times local. So at 8:20 p.m., this is where they back that title up and try to imply that, the shutdown, Trump's doing it, at least in part, to stop these lawsuits. It's fucking hilarious. The partial government shutdown has prompted the chief judge of Manhattan federal courts to suspend work on civil cases involving U.S. government lawyers. The order suspended action in several civil lawsuits in which President Donald Trump is a defendant. Judge Colleen McMahon said in a written order that the suspension will remain in effect until the business day after the president signs a budget appropriation law restoring Justice Department funding. The Manhattan courts, with several dozen judges, are among the nation's busiest courts. In one case involving Trump, a judge last week ruled that a group of people suing Trump and his three eldest children can remain anonymous because they fear retaliation by the president or his followers. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Seriously, that's just pushing the Trump derangement syndrome bullshit. I was hoping to read through this whole section and then comment. Sorry. A similar order to McMahon's has been issued in the Northern District of Ohio. See, they're hoping with the title, this section from 8:20 local time, people will read that and go, oh, well, that's why he's doing it. To stop the lawsuits. And then I love how they throw in this totally unrelated situation here that I couldn't make it through till the end without commenting because of that, as a result of it, would be more grammatically correct. But yeah, because as a result of it, I couldn't keep my mouth shut to get through this section and then comment. You've got these people suing Trump, and they get to remain anonymous because they fear retaliation by the president or his followers. Give me a fucking break. Trump hasn't done anything to remotely give the impression that he would use his position, the power of his office, to go after people. His followers are the ones who are getting attacked by the left, getting fucking deplatformed, that are getting doxxed and all that other fun shit. Talk about fucking projection. I mean, give me a break. If you're going to sue the president, fuck. If you're above the age of 18 and you're suing someone, you should be fucking you should have to fucking make your name public. Legal proceedings, courts are supposed to be open. Supposed to be transparent. Especially when you have someone like the president being sued. There should be transparency. But yeah, they're trying to see with this paragraph, though. Like I said, they're seriously using this to try to push this false bullshit narrative with the title. Because then you go to 3:32 p.m. and different story. It doesn't fit. They know people are just going to read this first section. They're going to start getting the fucking red string, and they're going to get the cork board, and they're going to fucking sit there and put pictures and shit like that up and push pins, and they're going to run the string all over there, and then when they fill that up, they're going to run the string off of it and along the fucking wall, and it's just going to start going from wall to wall to wall to the fucking ceiling and everything else, because the Trump deranged idiots, that's the type of shit they would do. So at 3:32 p.m., House lawmakers don't plan to vote this week to end the government shutdown. Yeah, well, fine by me. Hasn't affected my life. Goes to show that a lot of the bloat on the government can fucking stop working, and ain't going to affect the country. That's according to the office of Republican Whip Steve Scalise, who announced the schedule Thursday. Scalise's office said lawmakers are waiting on the Senate, but the Senate already approved a bill to keep government running. Yeah, that didn't have any of the border wall shit in it. The Senate, they approved a bill. Yeah, but it had nothing that Trump wanted in it. And he offered to work with them on a bunch of shit, the Democrats. He offered to work with them. He was willing to hand them almost carte blanche. Big things that they wanted. For that $5 billion. They didn't want to do that because they're fucking idiots. And they showed they'd rather have open borders to bring illegals in because they know their fucking kids will vote for them, and they, as American citizens, and they also know that the illegals will fucking vote for them. Because these people, they'll break the law to come to this country. They don't give a shit about our laws. They just want to they want a better life. Yes, but they think they're above our laws. They think they're above our culture. They think they can do what the fuck they want. And if that means getting what they want, besides the fact of doing what they want, they'll fucking go and vote as part of doing what they want. They'll vote for a fucking candidate that they have no legal right to vote for. They don't give a shit. So yeah. That's why they don't want a fucking wall. That's why they didn't put it into their bill to keep the government running, quote unquote running. The House panned the measure and approved a new version that included money for President Donald Trump's border wall. Yeah, and they didn't want that. They are at a stalemate. Well, no fucking shit, because the left is spurging out, and, they could get a bunch of shit, like social programs and stuff like that they want for a $5 billion piss in the bucket with a wall. Which should go to show they actually have the ability to get stuff that they want. And they're so deranged about the wall that they're willing to piss it away. Scalise's office says, please stay tuned for future updates and for more information. So at 7:20 a.m., back from 29-hour trip to visit U.S. troops in Iraq, which it was fucked up that, NBC and others decided to run with a fucking story that, we're going to make Trump look bad. Oh, he doesn't support the troops. He's bringing the troops home so that they're not fighting proxy wars in a larger, pre-World War III type situation, which Syria could end up in. And he doesn't support the troops, is what they tried to fucking portray. He's pulling the troops out from fighting a senseless war. It doesn't care about them. Okay. He supports the troops, but yeah, he won't go out and visit them. But he actually did. And NBC tried to act like he didn't, and then they had to backpedal, and they, instead of retracting the story, they edited it, updated it, and edited it, and all this other shit. But yeah. But so anyway, back from 29-hour trip to visit U.S. troops in Iraq, President Donald Trump is returning his attention to the ongoing partial U.S. government shutdown, which is in its 6th day. Yeah, and it's like bullshit agencies and stuff that don't affect the country. If they're shut down, well, the operation of the country would be more accurate. In a morning tweet, Trump says, we desperately need a wall. I love how they take it out of context. Fucking tweets are, 280 characters? They could not fucking, oh my God. They could not fucking put the tweet up. Yeah, when they won't show a tweet, they're taking something out of context. In a morning tweet, Trump says, "We desperately need a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border, funding for which has been a flashpoint between the White House and Congress ever since Trump took office." Not really. Just the Senate. Just the Democrats who didn't have fucking control over shit at the time. They have it until just after the New Year, so... Well, they don't have it until just after the New Year. Then they gain control of the House. They still don't have the Senate, but yeah. The president is calling on Democrats in Congress to fund his wall, saying the shutdown affects their supporters. He says, do the Dems realize that most of the people not getting paid are Democrats? And he's actually kind of right. Because a lot of those government sector employees that are like your pencil pushing bureaucrats that are in the unions and, could be, types that you'd have members of them, in the deep state, the bureaucracy. They do tend to be Democrats. So they're fucking their own constituents, the people who vote for them, to keep their jobs the way that they are. Because if you look at the defense industry, okay, and the military, they tend to vote Republican. Okay, so people who work for the DOD, they tend to vote for Republicans because they want a strong military that keeps them in their jobs. But these other agencies, these pencil pushing, like the EPA, for example, the fucking EPA, it's tree huggers. They vote fucking Democrat. Overwhelmingly. And the Democrats are fucking because they don't want to give Trump $5 billion for a fucking wall. Oh, God. Which I love how this doesn't have anything related to the first section and the fucking clickbaity implicative, if bleh, the implications of the title. Hundreds of thousands of federal workers are on unpaid furlough, and even more are required to work without pay after Trump and Congress could not reach consensus on a short-term funding bill last week. As someone who's had more than a few family members who worked for the federal government, that's a lie at the very end. They're not working for no pay. Okay, they're not working without pay. They're still getting paid. They're just going to get their check for their pay after the shutdown is solved. So, and it actually, I think, because of the delay and shit like that, I think they actually make out better out on the deal in the long run. They don't have their money instantly there, and they should have it. I mean, they should be getting, if you're working a job, you should be getting paid on time. But to say that they're not getting paid because they can't get paid until the budget situation's cleared up, or physically get their pay, would be more accurate. Because they are getting paid, but because they can't physically get their pay until after that's cleared up, to say that they're not is really shady. It's being completely dishonest. So at 12:10 a.m., chances look slim for ending the partial government shutdown anytime soon. Lawmakers are away from Washington for the holidays and have been told they will get 24 hours notice before having to return for a vote. And although the Senate is slated to come into session Thursday afternoon, few senators are expected to be around for it. And that should fucking say a lot. To me, if you're a fucking politician, okay, the people elected you to do a fucking job. That means if you're supposed to be there, you fuckwit, you be there. But yet, these senators, we're special. We want to stay home. We don't care that our job. Most Americans have to go back to fucking work, on the 26th. Some of them went back to work on Christmas Day itself. But you fuckers, when you're supposed to be at work, will just go, I don't feel like showing up. If any of us did that shit, just decided to not show up for work, we wouldn't have a fucking job. Yet you motherfuckers do. When you pull that crap. Go fucking figure. Oh, God. It's just as violent and sad and disgusting, and that our government has got to the point where you have, members of Congress acting like that. They won't even show up when they're required to be there. The White House and congressional Democrats have been talking, but with little effect. Yeah, because the White House is telling them, give us the $5 billion and we'll give you something big that you want. And they're going, no, we won't give you the $5 billion and give us the big thing that we want. And they're going, you don't get it. You want the big thing, give us $5 billion. No, give us the big thing and you're not going to get $5 billion. That's the idea of negotiating with the Democrats. That's the idea of trying to work things out with the Democrats. Give us this, gimme, 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 gimme. And when you ask for one little thing, they're like that spoiled fucking brat child that's like, as a kid, you'd play with, go, well, can I play with that toy? No. That's the type of shit that we're dealing with. They literally act like fucking children. After a weekend and 2 holidays for federal employees, Wednesday was the first regularly scheduled workday affected by the closure of a variety of federal services. Yeah. And I love how you won't mention what they are, because then people will be like, oh, this isn't serious. Keep the government closed. We'll save a little fucking money. Trump vows to hold the line on his budget demands, saying he'll do whatever it takes to get the money for border security. Well, he said border wall, but hey, fuck you. You don't want to mention the border wall, border security. So, as you can see here, AP is seriously trying to, with this title, push a bullshit fucking narrative that they couldn't even follow through at the end. This literally would have been this fucking big, and, that's it. But they had to throw the other unrelated shit in that kind of go, that if people read past the first section, which I'm sure they're thinking people, a lot of their dumbed down, low information readers won't. But if they were, they'd be like, wait a minute, no, the rest of this has nothing to fucking do with it. What the fuck? Literally, they're trying to imply that the shutdown, Trump's doing it in part, at least in part, intentionally to stop the the lawsuits against him. Give me a fucking break. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.